Hi guys, this is Trimmer Carlos. On today's video, I'm gonna give you my review of episode 4 of Daredevil: Born Again Season 1, Red Hook Vision, and Sick Sockface. So here we go, guys. I love this episode because we get to explore a little bit more about of Fisk's. I'll get to why, but why I love this episode. First, let's start off with, like I said in my review of episode 3, Fisk has, or Wilson Fisk has a vision, has a NYC booming dream vision, a NYC boom dream, and that vision or that dream comes to fruition when his dream of making a certain section of New York his vision come true would be Red Hook. Now, Red Hook, if you guys don't know what Red Hook is, it's the toughest and roughest part of New York. It's like where now I'm a guys, I'm a WWE fan, but to be more specific, if some of you are fans of WWE, you are familiar with Red Hook, because that's where Taz, T-A-Z-Z, the creator, or the Taz from ECW is from Red Hook. So you should know that Taz is from there, which is again a very tough part of New York, a very rough and tough part of New York. So his vision, Fisk's vision, is to rebuild Red Hook, and perhaps make it his new Fisk family criminal home base. But we don't know that yet. Then we see another therapy session between Fisk and Vanessa and Heather. They're, Maddie's girlfriend, who's a marriage counselor / counselor for everything. And we come to find out that Adam, that Adam that we didn't know anything about, was actually Vanessa's main squeeze when the big baldy himself, Fisk, was recovering from being shot by Echo and almost died by the bullet by Echo in Hawkeye. So obviously Vanessa felt lonely, and she had a right to be lonely, and she found a new boyfriend in Adam. But the only thing that keeps Fisk in his unkingpin way, meaning from turning into the kingpin that we know and love, is Vanessa. And obviously no man can have or touch Vanessa. Only him. Only Fisk can touch Vanessa. So what? So apparently, Fisk heard the rumor, heard the rumor, and obviously before Echo shot him and almost killed him, he put Adam somewhere underground, in a special dungeon type room with one cell, with one holding cell, and that's where Adam that's where we find Adam. And the one condition from Vanessa to Fisk was, okay, I'm going to be yours. But please, don't kill him. Don't kill him. Meanwhile, above the surface, Maddie is heard about what happened to White Tiger, Hector Ayala, and he went to get Hector's things, including his white tiger mask, and everything related to White Tiger. Obviously, Maddie's pretty upset, but a degree higher of upsetness would be Hector's niece, Angela. So Angela went by herself, by her brave self, to the jail, to talk to Maddie. Then Maddie said, why don't you come with me to my office? I'll take you. We will go to my office and we can talk, and you can tell me what's bothering you about your uncle's death. But Angela wanted to see her uncle, but obviously Maddie said no. I rather you remember your uncle White Tiger as the way that he was. Obviously, Maddie saw Hector's condition, dead condition, and it was pretty. And the way that he got shot, Hector, was pretty gruesome. It was pretty brutal. Anyway, when Angela got to Maddie's office at his new legal firm, Angela started talking and said this: my uncle was uncovering or discovering something creepy and something horrible, and he was trying to find out the hideout of this someone or something horrible, and I think I know who killed him. Obviously, it had something to do with this someone or something horrible, but I think it was subtextually, of course, the man. Although Angela didn't say Fisk's name, she implied it. She subtextually said, without saying names, Fisk. And obviously, Maddie after hearing this, was like, Angela, what you're doing is pretty brave, but also dangerous for you. I think you should let the authorities do their job. But then Angela was like, no, the authorities right now are dirty and pretty are dirty and they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about it. They don't care about this. We need someone like Daredevil to care again. We need him back to care again, to help us, to help me in this case, to help me, to help my uncle solve the mystery that he was going to solve, that he was planning to solve before he died. Then Maddie was like, well, Angela, you can't trust a vigilante. Although your uncle was a good vigilante, some vigilantes you can't trust. So Maddie was like insulting himself in a way. Now to Fisk Red again. Fisk's plan, Fisk's vision is to make a new Red Hook, a brand new Red Hook, and he has everything set. He has the land for it, but it's a very ambitious thing to do. And Sheila, his cabinet secretary, is like, sir, that's very ambitious and good, but I think we should slow down. Again, slow down, like she said in episode 3. But Fisk is not having none of it. Now let's go to the mysterious figure, that is basically causing this that is painting murals around New York. But this is not your typical mural. And this guy is not your typical mural painter. His name, he has a calling card. First, he's a good painter, but his paintings are sick because he uses human blood. Yes, human blood to paint the murals. And he has a mask that looks like a sock. That's why I'm calling him for now Sick Sock Face. So, Sick Sock Face is basically bludgeoning and brutalizing people and doing something to these people, to these innocent people, that to suck their blood in some in some in some in some capacity, in some horrible capacity, un unvampire capacity, but still a sick and perverted capacity, that he uses their blood in his paint to paint these murals. And he's pretty sick. He's pretty sick. Anyway, but before we see him, we see Sick Softface. We see Maddie, you know, walk along the hallways of the prison when he hears a familiar voice, and that is Dirty Powell, Officer Powell, and Maddie's like, you can hide, but you can't run. I know you put some of your colleagues, or maybe you, put a hit on White Tiger. And now he's gone. I'm going to bury you in jail. Then Officer Powell, or Dirty Powell, was like, listen here, Stevie Wonder, you lawyer with a cane. My grandpa gave me this badge, and I wear it with honor. So, with that being said, stop putting your cane in my business. Then Maddie, as he's walking the streets, or walking the sidewalk, an individual unidentified on a bike drops something, and it's a bullet, and obviously this bullet is the same type of bullet that killed White Tiger. And this bullet has a similar, like I told you guys, an old friend symbol. Yes. The guy named Frank. We know him as the Punisher. So Manny goes to the Punisher's hideout, or Blair, and says to Frank, did you have anything to do with White Tiger's death? And obviously Frank is like, no. No, no, Red. No, Red. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, well, then Maddie says, well, I found a bullet with your symbol. With your symbol. Anyway, but again, Frank said, no, Red. And, and, and basically, this conversation between Maddie and Punisher or Frank got pretty heated, but got pretty deep. And Frank was like, you are, I know you're a lawyer, but this is not, this is your normal clothes. I have seen you with your other clothes. Meaning, I've seen you as Daredevil. Where is that devil? Where is that devil? Where is that devil? I don't know this. I don't know this man. This man is not normal to me. Let the devil out, Maddie. I know you feel guilty. You're feeling that soup of guiltiness, of guilt for not trying to save your best friend. Foggy, is it? Well, Foggy would want you to dress up and go back to your devilish ways to help people. And sure, I have dealt with guilt myself. I'm still struggling with guilt myself, Maddie or Red. But come on, this is not the Matt that I know. You are not the Matt that I know because you're wearing a suit that is not the suit that I know you as. So I need you to cane up and bring out the devil again. And for a moment, Maddie did. He punched Frank / Punisher in the face. And obviously Maddie was like, no! I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry, Punisher. And obviously Frank was like, no, don't worry about it. You needed to let out. Now, don't be a chicken. Become the devil again. And this is how, in a way, Manny got a tough jab of a talk from Frank / Punisher. Then we see Six Sock Face go into his subway lair, and we see a lot of cylinder tanks and a lot of tubes, and obviously his victims. Well, he does some sick tubing. Apparently, he has his tubing assembly line where he takes his victims, sucks his victims who are still alive, and suck the blood out of his victims with these tubes into gasoline type tanks. but a little bit more fattier to make his paint. And that's how this sick and red, and this is how. So with that being said, guys, this is how this sick and perverted and jabbing type of an episode of Daredevil Born Again ends. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like. Remember to leave a like and let me know in the comments if you want to, guys. What do you think? What do you think will happen? Will happen to Adam? Vanessa's main squeeze. Obviously before Fisk came back, and now that we know that Fisk has put Adam in underground in a holding cell. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen with Adam and obviously Vanessa's relationship, and obviously Fisk? Now that he's back in between them, and what do you think about the sick sock face? And what do you think? Do you think Manny got the message? The hard jab talk message from Frank slash Punisher to snap out of his depression, which he has every right to be depressed, and to become the devil again, if you know what I mean. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and until we dare again. Bye.